Many successful entrepreneurs and business people practice daily habits that prime them for a state of peak performance. These habits put you in charge of your day rather than letting your day run you. If you establish a routine like theirs, success will flow more easily to you and you'll see a positive change in your frame of mind and results. In this video, I'm going to share some of these powerful tips and tools with you. Let's start with a morning ritual to clear negativity and power you up for the day ahead. Tony Robbins, who in case you haven't heard of him is a world-leading peak performance coach and speaker, calls this process priming. In his most basic form, his routine is a mixture of energetic breathing and blended physical and mental exercise that gets him into a powerfully positive frame of mind for the day ahead. As Tony says, if you don't plant positive thoughts, weeds will grow instead. Everyone's routine is personal to them, as people are very different. For some of you, it may be as simple as a cup of tea and 5 minutes quiet time to think about the things you're most happy about in your life. But if you'd like to take it further, here are some suggestions. Upon waking, and especially if you hear any of these doom-laden voices entering your head, you can silence them with some positive and empowering statements you repeat silently to yourself. You can make up your own, but here's an example. Good morning, thank you for the gift of life. Everything I need is here for me right now. Wonderful things are on their way. Thank you, I'm truly grateful. When you get out of bed, you might look at yourself in the mirror, and to silence any critical voices about your appearance, tell yourself you're beautiful, lovable and sexy. You might choose to do Tony's priming exercise, which is designed to create physical as well as mental energy. You can see it on YouTube. You might dance to your favourite music or do some stretching. If you're spiritually inclined, you might want to do some meditation, reading or prayer. Or you might repeat affirmations like, my life is abundant and happiness flows to me. Declare your intention for the day. Your morning routine can be as short as 5 minutes or as long as an hour. The sole purpose of this is just to put you in the best possible frame of mind before you dive into the tasks of the day ahead. I know this is a weird concept for people who are used to getting up, having a bowl of cereal and reading the news or watching breakfast TV. The problem with starting the day with media is that you're quite likely to get bad feelings from watching or reading it. Worry about the economy, sadness about something that ended badly for someone else in the world, or some celebrity-inspired envy and insecurity. It's not great to have this first thing in the morning. Remember, you're watching this video because you want to be the very best version of yourself. If you start your day like most people by consuming media, the chances are that you're going to come across something that will sprout your mental weeds for the day. Keep it positive and empower yourself instead. Think of it like nutrition for your soul. Most successful entrepreneurs create systems to manage their time, which helps them prioritize tasks according to their goals and highest values. The book The One Thing, written by Gary Keller, encourages us to ask ourselves the question, what's the one thing I can do that by doing it everything else will be easier or unnecessary? That one thing really is as simple as it sounds. It's about finding out what matters and putting everything else second. The reason for this is that if you can identify what matters the most to you and allocate your time accordingly, you'll be happier and more successful in life. Gary says the prescription for extraordinary results is knowing what matters to you and taking daily doses of action in alignment with it. So always make time to get clear on both your vision for your life and your values, and live every moment of your day in accordance with them. As often as you can, but at least once a week, you can do a power check-in to connect with the unfiltered thoughts and feelings that exist at a deeper level within you. You can do this by telling the truth about your anxieties, stresses and challenges to people who actively listen and support you conditionally. Or you can go for a walk, sit down with a notepad, or just find a way of observing, naming and thanking the emotions you're experiencing. I'm quite an emotional person and I pay attention to what I'm feeling, so the range of emotions that come up most regularly for me vary from excitement, pride, happiness and hope to sadness, disappointment, worry and fear, all of which need addressing and correcting. Bad feelings are simply telling you what needs to change or what is and isn't working for you, which then informs your values and priorities and as a consequence affects how you prioritize your time. Personally, I like to engage in this process with others as I'm into relationships and think this is the most powerful form of check-in. If you're going through a tricky time and choose to share this with people, you don't have to make this your nearest and dearest, as unless they're exceptionally nurturing individuals, the burden of pressure and responsibility it places on them can be too great. You really need to go back to them as a freshly laundered version of yourself instead. You shouldn't choose work or business colleagues either, as this isn't the appropriate outlet and will blur the lines of the relationship. And of course, hopefully this goes without saying, don't choose someone you're attracted to if you're in a relationship already. Although it might feel good to begin with, like a massive sugar fest or a binge drinking session, this behaviour can end up making your problems far worse. The right people to share with are either friends or professional helpers like coaches or mentors. If you don't have the money to pay for professionals and don't have friendships like this in place already, you can cultivate new ones by joining meetup groups, clubs, churches or societies. Look for people who seem warm, accepting and trustworthy. Remember that unlike coaches and therapists who are paid for their time with you, with friends you'll need to create value for them too. So whether you check in alone by walking, journaling or meditating, or whether you check in with others, always remember the purpose is to understand, accept and learn lessons from the more challenging feelings that sit underneath the surface of your daily life. If you can't put the right support system in place for yourself right now, remember one thing, that however bad a feeling is, it will always pass. And bad feelings are simply there to guide you, to move you away from people, places or situations that aren't helping you. Finally, let's get on to your evening routine. I call this your checkout. Keep a pad of paper next to your bed, make notes on your phone or iPad, or just do this mentally. Every evening before sleep, identify at least one thing you liked about yourself or thought you did well in the day that's passed, and at least one thing you're truly grateful for. Keep this going every day, trying not to repeat yourself. You could alternatively move towards sleep using prayer or meditation. Check out apps such as Headspace or Calm, which have meditations to help you wind down and sleep peacefully. My name is Jane Baylor and I'd like to welcome you to my Business of Relationships series for entrepreneurs like you who want to be the very best versions of yourselves. I've spent many years on the front line of business relationships and I believe that success starts with you. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and leave a comment, which I promise I'll read. And if you've got ideas for other topics you'd like me to address in my series, then please suggest them here, as I want to create incredible value for you. Thank you for watching. I'm so excited to have you on board.